What is going on, guys? Poketism here, back with another Pokemon Market Update video. If you like the content, consider dropping a like, maybe even a comment saying SpaghettiOs, and a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Also, for our comments of the day, our based comment of the day comes from Vera Health, who says, people buying at these prices are going to get cooked. Couldn't agree more. In the long run, though, might be a different story. And then for our beta comment of the day, we have from Akarna69 saying FOMO wave. Whoa, are you FOMophobic? I thought this was pretty funny, so I wanted to include it in today's video. Yes, I am FOMophobic. When I see FOMO, that is my liquidity grab. Welcome to this channel. If you're new, we talk about Pokemon investing, not so much the Pokemon collecting side. So bring in those comments. If you want to be featured in the next beta and base comments of the day, it can be nice, it can be mean. I don't care. It doesn't faze me either way. Okay, so let's jump into it. So I wanted to start by talking about TCG Player here on the home screen. So notice this right here, trending now, Scarlet 151. So for me, who's been holding onto this product for about 2 years, this is telling me that we have found a local top. TCG Player is pushing a three-year-old, maybe even longer set now on their homepage, enticing people to not miss out on the 151. So if you're buying in at these prices, I'm not trying to pick on you or anything, but you are becoming the liquidity for the people who've been holding on to the packs for a long time. So if you're a collector and you don't mind paying these prices, have at it. It's going to be in your collection. You're not too concerned about making a profit. However, if you are a Pokemon investor, you're going to have to sit on these for a few years to see decent returns. And if you are fine with doing that, totally fine. I'm not going to pick on you too much about it. But I do believe there are better options out there to be putting your money as a Pokemon investor. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more premium 151 products and see how we're looking here. So coming up almost a week ago, we had a huge liquidity spike into the ultra premium collections, 27 selling right under $1,000. And as you can see after that, our volume has slowly decreased with over the last week, maybe 2 to 4 items sold a day. And we are sitting at almost 1,200. But let's take a look at the most recent sales. So we have 1,099, 1,000, 1,009. So we're still getting sales above the 1,000 mark. We're going to have to see if this trend downward continues. It's possible that we're going to lose some of these quick gains here, and then those gains are going to be, they could potentially take off some more as we get to 151 being out rotation. Do I think this is the last FOMO wave of 151 for this year? I don't think so. It's possible this product is going to be running even more. I'm happy with the products that I sold, and if I lose out on some gains, that's fine, because there were opportunities and still are opportunities to pick up something that is going to do well in the long run. So if you have 1,000 bones to drop on the ultra premium collection, have at it. If it makes you happy, have at it. But keep in mind that 3 months ago, if you really wanted this, you should have got it when it was, close to $600. You would have 2x your money in 3 months. So also keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I just like to review trends in the Pokemon market and talk about my strategies. So don't take what I say as the gospel, or that I think that I know everything about the Pokemon space and that I always win. There are L's that we do take, and as we take our L's, I will definitely let you know, because I think it's important to be transparent and not, be straightforward with people in this hobby. So 151 Elite Trainer Box. Also, if you see me looking off to the side here, I am waiting for a potential Pokemon Center drop of the new Chaos Rising. So I may be looking off every now and then, checking on the notifications just to make sure I don't miss it. So this is the only 151 product that I have not sold, and I'm kind of tempted to sell it sitting at these prices here. We've had over 100% gains from when I picked up one of these, and I was a little late to the party getting these Elite Trainer boxes. And when I dropped the money to get one around like $700, I was like, is this the best decision that I could be making with my money? And, you know, at the time, the light or the focus was not on, not on the Elite Trainer boxes, not on 151. When the community is all talking about one set, that's where I look for opportunities to find stuff that I believe is going to do pretty well within the next 6 months to a year. And we did well with this. I could collect my unrealized gains, but due to this being a very exclusive product, I think that it will continue to do well over time, and I'm in no rush to capitalize on my gains on this box. If it goes down 10, 20, 30% from here, it's not the end of the world because I'll still be up on my position, and I'm in this specific box for the long haul. So let's take a look at most recent sales here. Looks like we had an open one sell for about $1,200, and over the past few days, it seems that $1,500 or $1,450 has been quite the resistance, but no noticeable trends of trending downward. We are still kind of at all-time highs. There are eBay sales going for $1,500, so we'll just have to check on the pulse of this product. There may be a time where I might say, okay, enough gains is enough gains, time to get out of this. And a lot of the people who are FOMOing in, a lot of the new money coming into the market right now are going to be a liquidity grab for those of us who are trying to rotate out of some product we've been holding on to for a while. Now, taking a look at the booster bundle, volume starting to cool off here over the past month, and it looks like we're kind of leveling out at about $180 a booster bundle. So if we look at more recent sales, we have 175, 180, 175, 185, 185. So 185.99 for a 151 booster bundle. Now, if anybody is buying these to hold for a long time, have at it. If you're buying these to rip, don't think that's a great idea. You might as well just buy some illustration rares or special illustration rares that you want, because if you're just buying these to rip, chances are you're not going to get what you want, and then that's almost $200 down the drain. Now, would I be allocating at these prices here at $180? Absolutely not. I think there's a lot more ways of efficiently spending your funds in the market right now for the highest potential ROI. You know when the time was to pick these up, back when I was picking these up, was this kind of stagnant period. Let's see, where was it? Here we go. About a year ago, maybe even a little bit longer, there was a long period where these kind of shifted between $60 and $70, and then we got up to about 100 a booster bundle, and then we leveled out again, and then boom, parabolic run. So I want you guys to keep in mind here this $60 to $70 price range that we had for, I think it was like a 4-month period of where we were just kind of going around these prices. And this is when we were having a lot of reprints, a lot of booster bundles were entering the market. And that is usually the best time to get your position if you cannot get them at MSRP at stores. So keep these $60 to $70 prices in mind as we rotate over here. So check this out. We're just talking about booster bundles, and guess what's getting a massive print wave with Target? Target is restocking heavy levels of Prismatic booster bundles this week. So you best believe I am keeping my eyes open to find this product for a good price. So this is very significant. The reason why I'm saying this is we had a very similar trend with 151 about a year ago. So we had big print waves of 151 hitting the shelves of big box retailers, and the prices kind of stagnated a bit. Here we go. This is where I want to be at. So if we take a look here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So about 6 months ago, we were sitting at $55 to $60 a booster bundle. And if we zoom in a little bit tighter, right now we are somewhere between the range of the last 3 months of $60 to $75 a booster bundle. Let's take a look at some of the most recent sales here. 75, 75, 66, 71, 78. So the ones that are selling a little bit lower than the 75s and 78s are the separated prismatic booster bundles from the Sam's Club packages. They have little stickers on each side of the flaps. I don't really consider that a factory seal. So if you can, try to avoid picking those up and getting the ones with the shrink wrap. But my main point here is Prismatic is basically repeating the same sort of patterns that 151 was. And what I mean by that is that Prismatic being between that $60 and $70 range, same exact deal with 151. This is the most ripped set. It is one of the most popular sets, and it is one of the hardest sets to grade in a PSA 10. So do I believe Prismatic Evolutions is going to be following the same trend as 151? Yes. And as soon as all of these Target restocks, these booster bundles hit the market, we're probably going to see this get back down to a $60 booster bundle again, maybe even a $65 booster bundle again. And I can tell you what, all the people who are really into Prismatic Evolutions like I am right now, they are going to eat up this stock like crazy. So I don't know how low we will get as all this, product floods the market. This could be one of the massive print waves that we've been expecting for Prismatic when Pokemon companies saying that they are printing to demand. So if you are an investor in the space, or trying to make a profit in the space, keep your eyes on this booster bundle. I will get off my pedestal here, but I cannot beat this into the ground enough. This is your opportunity to make money over the next 1 to 2 years, unless something crazy happens, like Pokemon company decides that, oh yeah, we're going to be printing stuff outside of rotation just because the demand is so high and we can get quick money on it. Now, this would irritate the secondary market and could cause a bunch of drama with the Pokemon company. So I highly doubt that would ever happen. But also, you need to keep in mind that that sort of thing is a possibility. It's never off the table. We're talking with a corporation here. We're not talking with a regulated stock market, right? So don't over leverage yourself in a position in Prismatic just because there's going to be a bunch at a decent price. Only buy what you can afford, what you can afford to hold on to for a couple of years and not worry about selling. Now, another item that I want to talk about is the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box of Prismatic Evolutions. So this a few months ago was about $300 a box. And this is actually where I picked up two. So got up to about 400. I saw it worked its way back down to 300, and I picked up a couple. So when these big rises are happening, as you can see here, the liquidity starts to slow down as the price rises. So when there are less sales happening as it's going up, that's because people are patiently waiting for a correction. So we got down here, and then people bought between the $291 to $350 range. 64 items sold, a big liquidity spike there. So that shows that people were like, okay, I think that this is a fair entry point, which I also thought. It's like, we know how high this can get. It can get up to $400. So a $100 gain off of a $300 entry point. It's not bad, nothing to scoff at, but we are still in the middle of Prismatic's print cycle and planning on holding these into potentially April, May, or June of next year, where these could potentially be following suit with 151 and being $1,500 booster bundles. 1,500 Elite Trainer boxes. There we go. So, do I want to be picking this up right here? Probably not. I already have my position in the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, and I believe there's still other better opportunities out there to capitalize on, the gains of these boxes there are other opportunities to capitalize on other Prismatic products out there where you can get a better entry and then be laughing all the way to the bank as we move into April of May of next year. Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle surprise box from Sam's Club. Still hovering around $100 a box. So basically you're getting sealed product at loose pack price. So there's 10 packs in here plus a promo card. Loose pack price of Prismatic is $10 a booster pack. So you're paying no premium for the sealed, and you get a promo card on top of it. And if there happens to be an Umbreon in there, then there's more value there as well. But Schrodinger's Umbreon, we're not going to be opening these. They just sit in the box until we're ready to liquidate them or sell them into the FOMO wave. So this is the product that I still believe is at a good entry point, and I may try to pick up a couple more of these if I can. I did get these around 90 to 95 a piece, but at $100, that's not much more, preventing me from wanting to pick some of these up. So let's see at the sales. Yeah, look at this. Our most recent sale, 2 sold at $112. 105, 109. So it looks like the $100 price point isn't going to be, in our future for too much longer. So if you can get these on average for about $100 a booster bundle, check out eBay. I think it's a fantastic opportunity, and we will have to see as time goes on if these will hold up and keep tearing. I have no doubt they will. I believe this is the best Prismatic product to be getting right now. Until these Target restocks hit the shelves, then booster bundles might be getting back to a tasty range of about $60 to $65 a booster bundle, where I continue expanding my position here. So I think a lot of new people in this hobby and space, they feel like they need to diversify. They buy a bunch of different sets. They buy a bunch of different products. In reality, I don't think that is necessary. If you were around for all of Scarlet and Violet era, there are only 2 sets that I think are worth, holding product for, and that's Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals, with the exception of a little bit of Black Bolt and White Flare. So, most of my portfolio is going to be in these items. I have no doubt they will follow suit to 151, and then, we're going to be looking back at this video in a year from now and being like, oh man, we're so glad we positioned ourselves well, just like we did for 151, and now we get to capitalize on people feeling like they are running out of time to get this product. So that's a lot of the new money entering the market that hasn't had experience with the kind of trends that the market tends to go through. And if you look at past with sets rolling out and no longer being available, it is quite consistent. The FOMO is real. People will buy into the set rotating out. It gets stagnant for a bit and then slowly goes up over time. So I have my exit strategy. I have my entry strategy. This is very important in the Pokemon space. You must have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're just kind of winging it. If you're buying on a whim, then you're losing out on opportunities to get things at a cheaper price. I think that even if you're a collector or an investor, it's important to watch the trends in the market and, spend the money that you have to the best of your ability, especially in an economy like this where gas is going up. Not all of us just have money to throw around and not care what the price is. So keep an eye on these charts. There's a lot of good opportunities to come as we go. And last but not least, we're going to do our daily look at the Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer box. Still a lot of volume pumping into the market here. No signs of slowing down. And there's a big print wave of Ascended Heroes ETBs going on as well. And we are still pushing off this bottom of about $95 to $105 a booster bundle or Elite Trainer box. Sheesh. And look at this. Sales at 112, 115, 115, 112, 115. So we are seeing this trend up. I have kind of backed off on getting a bigger position in Mega Evolution's Ascended Heroes right now. Reason being, I was happy to get some at $100 a booster bundle. Even then, it felt kind of dirty. I'm like, maybe these are going to be 90, maybe they're going to be 80. But this is one set that I do have a lot of belief in. But I believe that there's going to be plenty of opportunities down the line to better position ourselves in this product, especially when we get a huge wave of booster bundles entering the market. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to get this at a reasonable price. We are at the beginning of its print cycle. I'm in no rush. Everybody and their mother is talking about how this is the greatest, specialty set of all time, or greatest modern specialty set of all time. And this is why I'm so focused on Prismatic right now. People are forgetting about Prismatic. They're leaving it in the dust. And everybody is like, oh, this is what everyone's talking about. I need to stock up on these ETBs. And part of me feels like some people are going to get a little bit burned. I think that this is going to be the most printed set of all time just because of this demand here. You can't tell me that there's somebody at Pokemon Company that doesn't look at TCG parts or TCG player charts and says, look at this volume. It's insane. So I'm sure they are going to be printing to demand for this set. And if anything, with their new printing facilities that are slowly rolling out, they're going to be printing at full capacity on even more printers. And I have a feeling that Mega Evolution's Ascended Heroes is going to be printed more than Prismatic. I think it just makes sense as Pokemon Center is slowly opening up these new print centers and continuing to print to demand. All right, so that's going to be my rant for today. Make sure you leave a based or beta comment in the comment section. I think it's kind of fun, giving you guys a little shout out and giving you a little bit of razzing. Nothing's personal here. It's all in good fun. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Yo, 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 yo.